Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have an amazing video for you guys today. I found an article that you guys are going to absolutely love. It comes from foxbusiness.com and this is really good news. This is good news in the horizon for anyone who is basically wants to buy a house. As many of you guys know right now, we have a supply problem, which is definitely keeping the housing market really expensive. If we go up to the Redfin weekly housing market data, you can see the new listings are they're a little bit higher than they were in 2019, but the trend is on the way down, right? And there's less listings and supply staying fairly tight. And as a result, people are listing their price. This is the new listing median price. People are still listing their home prices pretty relatively high. Now the numbers are slightly coming down because if you look at the sale price, you can see the sale price have been coming down. So in general, we still have an incredibly inflated housing market, which I believe is set to change. But one of the biggest problems, unfortunately, is the fact that we have a supply issue. We need the supply to go up. Now, check out this article. Here's the headline: Republican bill could help relieve U.S. housing shortage. So buying federal land for affordable housing could help alleviate home shortages. I agree. Now, I just want to point out one thing, okay? So there's a few here. Let me just read, okay? A proposal from Mike Lee, Republican Senator Mike Lee, that aims to alleviate the nation's worsening housing crisis by putting untapped federal land into the local hands could make major inroads in construction and more affordable homes, according to the new analysis. I agree. Now, here's the only thing. Hopefully that the lands could be sold or used like at a very low price. And remember, if you start building a house now, it's not going to be ready tomorrow, right? There's a lot of paperwork. I mean, by the time just it passes the Senate, you're looking at a little bit of, it could be a year. And then by the time you start developing construction, I mean, it's not overnight, right? It's definitely not overnight, but this is going to be great because if it all works out, let's just say if this passes today, okay? And if the housing market, like as we're seeing the slowdown, if the housing market continues to slow down and we start hitting these 2019 levels, and I'm talking about possibly like in the next 2 years, we see that downturn, 1 to 2 years, and then suddenly we get this Republican bill that, into action. By then, we would have houses built on those lands. So we would only have more supply, which will further the drop of housing prices, which is great, right? Which is great. Now, I want to find UNS statistic that you guys are gonna really love right here. Check this out. In order to build 2.7 million homes, which would be amazing, the federal government would have to transfer an estimated of 0.1% of land, or about 681,000 acres to local governments. Revenue generated from the sales would be funneled back into various types of land management projects, including forest fire prevention activities, habitat conservation activities, and water infrastructure in the state where it was sold. So this is, it's basically selling the land. The government would sell the land, right, for hopefully a decent price, and it will go back into the community to make the community a little stronger, a little bit better, a little bit more resilient, right? I agree with this. it's 0.1% of land, okay? It's not that much. The only thing is, I would say hopefully we could audit it and make sure that there's no, silly business going on. But besides that, I think it's a great idea. This policy, here's a quote, this policy could allow substantial progress in increasing housing supply and thus making housing more affordable in the Western states without any federal spending, without any interference with local decision making, and with very little loss of federal land holdings. I mean, yeah, I think it seems to me like it's a win-win. Now, you know, we do have a housing crisis here on the West Coast. I hopefully, you know, California could join in this, because I know that there is a housing crisis in California. There's not enough houses and things are way too expensive. You know, that's another thing, you know, right now, the builders are having a hard time because what we have is inflation. It's costing way too much money to build a house right now, and the land is too expensive. So hopefully, if this deal goes through, the land could be sold at a lower price, hopefully, and that would make it better for the builders to be able to, you know, build a house and then sell it back to us for, you know, lower prices. So it sounds like a good idea to me. Well, what do you guys think? I mean, do you think it's a good idea to give up a little bit of federal land to build, you know, more houses for people, especially, you know, helping bring down the cost of homes across the nation as a whole? To me, it sounds like a win-win. Here's the last quote. Restrictions on housing supply have a negative impact on the economy and well-being of American families by driving up the cost of homes in the United States, right? Rising home prices impose obstacles on family formation, price workers out of the labor market, dampen economic growth, and worsening problems associated with the housing insecurity. Guys, like I said from day one, you know, the only way to build wealth, especially in this country, is to buy properties. Remember, you're building wealth, you're building generational wealth. It's things that you could pass down to your family. I believe is very, very important. I support this bill personally. I think it's a good idea. I hope that, you know, everyone could jump in and basically, you know, make it work for the American people, right? At the end of the day, that's what we're looking at. Now, guys, I have links to the Redfin weekly housing market data down in the description below. I also have a link to the Redfin housing downturn risk score down in the description below, and the article if you want to read it in detail. Now, I just want to say a huge, incredibly huge thank you for everyone who has been watching my videos, supporting my channels, leaving messages, leaving comments. That's the same thing. Liking my videos. Yeah, like I said, thank you guys so much. It is so much fun sitting here and, you know, talking about the housing market, keeping you up to date with the latest news. And I really appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I hope you're entertained by watching these videos. I have been making 4 videos a day. I'm going to continue to try to make 4 videos a day as long as I can. You know, through holidays, weekends, it does not matter. The show keeps on going, guys. So this is fun. It's, you know, I hope you guys are being entertained, and thank you. Really, thank you. Now, if you guys do like these videos, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and go ahead and like and leave a comment. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.